In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, solitude is often viewed with suspicion. We live in a time where being alone can be mistaken for loneliness, and where silence is drowned out by the constant noise of social media, entertainment, and societal demands. However, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe understood the profound value of solitude. He believed that true creativity, deep thinking, and personal growth could only be achieved when one steps away from the distractions of the public and enters a space of quiet reflection. Goethe's insight that a creation of importance can only be produced when its author isolates himself speaks to a fundamental truth: to engage deeply with one's thoughts and to produce something of true significance, we must detach from the superficial demands of everyday life. It is in solitude that our minds are free to wander, to explore ideas in depth, and to confront difficult truths about ourselves and the world around us. This process of introspection is not always comfortable. Often, it involves facing fears, doubts, and the parts of ourselves that we tend to avoid in the hustle and bustle of daily life. The act of isolation, however, is not simply about being physically alone, it is also about creating mental and emotional space. Goethe believed that profound personal and creative breakthroughs happen when we take time away from societal pressures and give ourselves the freedom to think without outside interference. In this space, our thoughts can develop naturally, unhindered by the expectations or judgments of others. Moreover, solitude fosters clarity of purpose. When we are constantly surrounded by other people's voices, opinions, and influences, it can become difficult to discern our own true desires and goals. In isolation, however, we can reconnect with our inner selves, reevaluate our priorities, and gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters. This alignment between our inner values and our actions is crucial for creating a life of authenticity and fulfillment. Goethe's reflections on solitude also touch on the courage required to embrace it. In a world that values constant productivity and social interaction, choosing solitude can feel like going against the grain. Yet, those who dare to retreat from the noise of the world often find that this period of withdrawal leads to their greatest achievements. Solitude becomes a source of strength, enabling us to return to the world with renewed vision, creativity, and determination. For Goethe, the fruits of solitude are not just intellectual but also spiritual. He understood that the process of turning inward allows us to connect with the deeper aspects of our being, the part of us that is beyond the roles we play in society or the expectations placed upon us. In solitude, we encounter ourselves as we truly are, and it is from this place of authenticity that our greatest works and most profound realizations are born. In conclusion, solitude, as Goethe viewed it, is not a state of deprivation but one of profound opportunity. It is within this sacred space of reflection that we can engage in meaningful self-discovery, hone our creativity, and cultivate the clarity necessary to navigate life with purpose and direction. Rather than fearing solitude, Goethe encourages us to seek it out as a wellspring of wisdom, innovation, and personal growth. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's philosophy on friends and enemies offers a profound and somewhat counterintuitive perspective on personal growth. He believed that both play essential roles in shaping who we become, yet their influences differ significantly. Goethe's reflections are encapsulated in his statement, "Our friends show us what we can do, our enemies teach us what we must do." This duality of influence from both supporters and adversaries is central to self-improvement, as each group presents different opportunities for learning and growth. Friends are the mirrors that reflect our strengths and abilities. They offer encouragement, support, and a sense of belonging that helps us recognize what we are capable of achieving. When we are surrounded by friends who believe in us, we feel empowered to pursue our goals and dreams with confidence. Friends often see potential in us that we may not see in ourselves. They act as motivators, inspiring us to push our limits and strive for greater achievements. Goethe recognized that friendship is not just about camaraderie, but about shared values and ambitions. Good friends elevate us, bringing out the best in our character. They provide a safe space for us to express our ideas, share our struggles, and celebrate our successes. However, while friends can encourage us to explore what we are capable of, they rarely push us beyond our comfort zones. Friendship, by its nature, tends to be supportive and nurturing rather than confrontational. This is where the role of enemies comes in. In contrast to friends, enemies do not show us what we can do, they challenge us to do what we must. Adversaries often force us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our weaknesses. Unlike friends, enemies are not concerned with preserving our feelings or protecting our egos. Their opposition can reveal flaws in our character, weaknesses in our strategies, or gaps in our knowledge that we might otherwise overlook. Goethe understood that our enemies serve as unintentional teachers. By opposing us, they create circumstances that demand resilience, critical thinking, and adaptation. Whether in personal life or professional endeavors, we are often forced to grow the most when we are up against significant challenges. Adversity, though uncomfortable, fosters the kind of growth that comfort and complacency cannot. The lessons we learn from enemies are often harsh but valuable. They push us to strengthen our weaknesses, to refine our skills, and to develop a thicker skin. More importantly, enemies can motivate us to clarify our principles and values. When faced with opposition, we must decide what we truly stand for and whether we are willing to fight for it. In this sense, enemies compel us to become more authentic versions of ourselves, stripped of pretenses and superficialities. Goethe's insight is that both friends and enemies are essential for a balanced path of self-improvement. Friends provide the encouragement and positive reinforcement we need to recognize and nurture our potential, while enemies offer the friction necessary for sharpening our resolve and pushing us beyond our limits. However, this does not mean we should seek out conflict or view enemies as purely beneficial. Rather, Goethe's philosophy encourages us to reframe how we perceive adversity. Instead of viewing our enemies purely as antagonists, we can see them as catalysts for our own growth. Their opposition, while difficult, offers us an opportunity to learn more about ourselves and our capacity to overcome obstacles. Goethe also suggests that we must take personal responsibility for how we respond to both friendship and enmity. While friends show us what we are capable of, it is up to us to act on that potential. Likewise, while enemies may push us toward growth, it is ultimately our choice whether to rise to the challenge or be defeated by it. Goethe implies that our responses to both friends and enemies are what truly define our character. In this way, friends and enemies become two sides of the same coin in the journey of self-improvement. One side encourages us to believe in ourselves and our abilities, while the other side challenges us to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Both forces are necessary, and both can be transformative if we approach them with the right mindset. Goethe's reflections on friends and enemies offer a deep understanding of the complexities of personal growth. Friends nurture and affirm our potential, while enemies test our limits and reveal the areas where we must grow. True self-improvement, according to Goethe, comes not just from the comfort of friendship but from the challenges posed by adversity. By embracing both sides, support and opposition, we can walk a balanced path toward becoming our best selves. Rather than fearing our enemies or relying too heavily on the comfort of friends, we should see each as playing an essential role in our journey. In the end, both friends and enemies, in their own ways, help us move closer to our fullest potential. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's reflections on destiny, desires, and time delve into some of the most profound aspects of human experience. He understood that our relationship with these forces shapes not only the course of our lives but also our sense of fulfillment and meaning. Through his works, Goethe illuminates how destiny grants us our wishes, often in unexpected ways, and how time is both our most precious resource and a potential source of regret if not managed wisely. Goethe observed that destiny often grants us our wishes, but not always in the way we expect. He believed that life has a mysterious way of fulfilling our desires, often leading us on indirect or unexpected paths to the things we seek. This concept echoes the idea that the journey is just as important as the destination, if not more so. While we may have a clear vision of what we want, destiny has its own plans for how we will get there, and sometimes, what we receive is far greater than what we originally envisioned. In Goethe's philosophy, destiny is not a force that works against us, but rather one that helps us grow by granting our desires in ways that foster our development. When life doesn't unfold according to our plans, it's easy to feel frustrated or discouraged. However, Goethe encourages us to embrace the twists and turns of destiny with openness and curiosity. What may seem like a delay or a detour could, in fact, be leading us to something better, something beyond our initial wishes. This idea can be deeply comforting. Rather than feeling helpless in the face of fate, we can recognize that the challenges, obstacles, and even disappointments we face are often essential elements of our personal evolution. Destiny, in Goethe's view, is a guide that leads us not only toward what we want, but toward what we need in order to grow and become the person we are meant to be. Alongside his reflections on destiny, Goethe placed great emphasis on the value of time. He saw time as one of life's most precious resources, one that many people fail to fully appreciate until it is nearly gone. His cautionary words remind us that time, much like money, is finite. It is easy to squander it on trivial pursuits, distractions, or indecision, only to realize too late that it cannot be recovered. Goethe famously remarked, "Many people take no care of their money until they come near the end of it, and others do the same with their time." This comparison between time and money underscores the importance of using our time wisely. While we may be tempted to put off important tasks or to delay making meaningful changes in our lives, Goethe warns that time, once lost, is irretrievable. Each day that passes is a day that we cannot get back, making it essential to approach time with mindfulness and intention. Yet Goethe's message is not one of despair but of empowerment. He reminds us that one always has enough time if one applies it well. This suggests that it's not the amount of time we have that matters, but how we choose to use it. Even if our days seem short or filled with obligations, we can still find ways to make meaningful use of our time if we focus on what truly matters. Goethe urges us to avoid procrastination and to begin today what we hope to accomplish tomorrow, as delaying our dreams and goals only leads to regret. Goethe's reflections on destiny and time are deeply intertwined with his belief in the importance of living with purpose. He recognized that while destiny might shape the course of our lives in ways beyond our control, we still have the power to choose how we respond to the challenges and opportunities it presents. Similarly, while time may be finite, we have the freedom to decide how we will use the time we are given. This leads to a fundamental question: how do we live a life that balances our desires, the unpredictability of destiny, and the passage of time? Goethe's answer lies in clarity of purpose and mindful action. By staying true to our core values and aspirations, and by acting with intention in the present moment, we can live in alignment with both destiny and time. Rather than being passive recipients of fate, we can become active participants in our own lives, shaping our future even as destiny plays its part. Goethe also reminds us that time and destiny are not enemies, they are, in fact, powerful allies in our journey toward self-fulfillment. Destiny guides us toward what we are meant to become, and time provides us with the opportunity to pursue our growth. If we can learn to trust in destiny's process and respect the preciousness of time, we are far more likely to lead a life that is rich in meaning and free of regret. For those who fail to heed Goethe's wisdom on time, the consequences can be profound. Wasting time on distractions, trivialities, or meaningless pursuits leads not only to lost opportunities but also to the slow accumulation of regrets. As Goethe suggests, it is only when we reach the later stages of life that we often realize how much time has slipped through our fingers. The tragedy is that, unlike other resources, time cannot be replenished or earned back. However, Goethe's reflections on time are not meant to inspire fear, but rather to encourage action. By recognizing the fragility of time early on, we can make conscious decisions about how we spend it. We can prioritize the things that matter most, whether they are relationships, personal growth, creative endeavors, or the pursuit of knowledge. Goethe's wisdom challenges us to live with urgency and purpose, making every moment count. In Goethe's worldview, destiny and time are not forces to be feared or resisted but to be understood and embraced. Destiny, with its winding paths and unexpected outcomes, often leads us to places we could never have imagined, fulfilling our desires in ways that surpass our expectations. Time, though finite, provides us with the canvas on which we can create a meaningful life, if we choose to use it wisely. Goethe's reflections on these themes remind us to trust in the process of life, to act with purpose, and to appreciate the value of each moment. By doing so, we can live in harmony with both destiny and time, ensuring that when we look back on our lives, we do so with a sense of fulfillment rather than regret. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's understanding of human nature led him to reflect deeply on the often destructive desire to please others. His assertion that the most ridiculous desire is the desire to please everybody challenges one of the most common tendencies in human behavior, the impulse to seek approval, validation, and acceptance from those around us. In this chapter, we will explore why Goethe considered this desire foolish, the negative consequences it can have on personal growth, and how embracing authenticity instead of people-pleasing leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Goethe was keenly aware that trying to please everyone is a futile and self-defeating endeavor. Human beings are inherently diverse in their values, preferences, and expectations. What pleases one person may displease another, and trying to navigate these competing demands ultimately results in dissatisfaction for everyone involved, most of all for the person attempting to gain universal approval. In trying to be everything to everyone, we lose sight of who we truly are. This desire to please is often rooted in fear of rejection, criticism, or failure. Goethe understood that the approval of others can be a powerful motivator, especially in a world that places significant emphasis on status, reputation, and external validation. However, he also recognized that living in constant pursuit of others' approval compromises our ability to live authentically. When we are driven by the need to please, we sacrifice our own values, desires, and individuality in favor of conforming to the expectations of others. Goethe's statement suggests that this desire is not only futile but ridiculous because it overlooks a simple truth: it is impossible to satisfy everyone. There will always be people who disagree with us, criticize our choices, or disapprove of who we are. By striving to please everyone, we set ourselves up for inevitable frustration and disappointment. The consequences of trying to please everyone are profound. When we make decisions based on what others expect or want, we lose touch with our own desires and aspirations. Over time, this can lead to a deep sense of dissatisfaction and a lack of direction. Rather than living a life that reflects our true selves, we end up living a life shaped by the expectations of others, which can lead to feelings of emptiness, resentment, and regret. One of the most significant dangers of people-pleasing is that it prevents us from developing a strong sense of self. When we are constantly shifting our behavior to accommodate others, we lose sight of our own identity. This leads to a lack of confidence in our decisions and an inability to stand firm in our beliefs or values. Goethe understood that authenticity, being true to oneself, is the foundation of personal integrity and fulfillment. Without it, we are easily swayed by external influences and lose the ability to live with conviction. Furthermore, the constant pursuit of approval can stifle creativity and personal growth. When we are focused on pleasing others, we become hesitant to take risks or express our true thoughts and feelings. This fear of disapproval prevents us from exploring new ideas, pushing boundaries, or challenging the status quo. Goethe believed that true creativity and innovation come from a place of inner freedom, something that is impossible to achieve when we are constrained by the need for approval. Goethe's wisdom points to an alternative path, one of authenticity, self-awareness, and courage. Rather than seeking to please everyone, Goethe encourages us to live in alignment with our own values, passions, and aspirations. This path requires a deep understanding of who we are and what we stand for, as well as the courage to express that truth in the face of opposition or criticism. Authenticity begins with self-reflection. To live authentically, we must first understand our own desires, values, and goals. This requires taking the time to reflect on what truly matters to us, independent of external influences. Goethe believed that solitude and introspection are essential to this process, as they provide the mental space needed to disconnect from the noise of the outside world and reconnect with our inner selves. Once we have a clear sense of who we are and what we value, the next step is to live in accordance with that understanding. This means making decisions based on our own principles rather than the expectations of others. It means being willing to stand up for our beliefs, even when they are unpopular or go against the grain. And it means accepting that not everyone will approve of or agree with our choices, and that's okay. Goethe's emphasis on authenticity also highlights the importance of embracing imperfection. When we stop trying to please everyone, we free ourselves from the unrealistic pressure to be perfect in the eyes of others. Instead, we can focus on being true to ourselves, flaws and all. This allows us to develop genuine connections with others, as we are no longer hiding behind a facade of perfection or conformity. Authenticity fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Goethe's reflections on the desire to please everyone ultimately lead to a liberating conclusion: when we let go of the need for approval, we gain the freedom to live authentically and pursue our true purpose. This freedom allows us to take risks, explore our passions, and make decisions based on what is right for us, rather than what others expect of us. Letting go of the need to please others also frees us from the burden of external judgment. Goethe understood that the opinions of others are often fleeting and subjective. What matters most is not what others think of us, but how we view ourselves. By focusing on living a life that is true to our own values, we can find a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that is far more lasting and meaningful than the temporary approval of others. Moreover, embracing authenticity allows us to contribute more meaningfully to the world. When we are no longer constrained by the need to conform, we can bring our unique talents, perspectives, and creativity to the forefront. Goethe believed that each individual has something valuable to offer, and it is only by being true to ourselves that we can fully realize our potential and make a positive impact. Goethe's reflection that the most ridiculous desire is the desire to please everybody serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of authenticity. In a world that often pressures us to conform and seek approval, Goethe encourages us to embrace our individuality and live in alignment with our own values. By doing so, we free ourselves from the futile pursuit of universal approval and open the door to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Authenticity requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to stand apart from the crowd. But as Goethe's wisdom shows, the rewards are well worth the effort. By living authentically, we can cultivate deeper connections, find greater personal fulfillment, and contribute more fully to the world around us. In the end, it is not about pleasing everyone, it is about being true to ourselves and living a life that reflects who we truly are. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's wisdom on the nature of action and doubt offers profound insights into how we can navigate uncertainty and hesitation in our lives. In this chapter, we will explore Goethe's assertion that doubt can only be removed by action, and how this idea applies to personal growth, decision-making, and overcoming obstacles. Through Goethe's reflections, we learn that while doubt is a natural and inevitable part of life, it should not paralyze us. Instead, it can serve as a catalyst for action, driving us toward clarity and progress. Doubt is a universal human experience. Whether we are making a career decision, entering a new relationship, or embarking on a personal project, moments of uncertainty are inevitable. Goethe understood that doubt arises from our fear of the unknown and our desire for certainty. We often hesitate to act because we are unsure of the outcome, afraid of making a mistake, or worried about how others might perceive our choices. This hesitation can lead to paralysis, where we remain stuck in indecision, unable to move forward. However, Goethe believed that doubt is not inherently negative. In fact, he saw it as a natural part of the decision-making process and personal growth. Doubt forces us to reflect, question, and reconsider our assumptions, helping us to make more informed and thoughtful decisions. But while doubt has its place, Goethe cautioned against allowing it to dominate our actions. When doubt becomes overwhelming, it can prevent us from taking any action at all, leading to missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Goethe's assertion that doubt can only be removed by action highlights the importance of movement in resolving uncertainty. He believed that while doubt may linger in our minds, it is through action that we gain clarity and understanding. By taking steps forward, even in the face of uncertainty, we begin to see the path ahead more clearly. The act of doing dissolves the fog of indecision, allowing us to make progress and discover what works, and what doesn't, along the way. This idea aligns with the concept of experiential learning. We learn best through doing. No amount of thinking, planning, or deliberation can substitute for the knowledge gained through direct experience. Goethe understood that while reflection is important, action is what ultimately brings results. By acting, we gather information, test our ideas, and learn from both our successes and our failures. This process not only reduces doubt but also builds confidence in our ability to handle challenges and make decisions. Furthermore, Goethe believed that action has a way of shaping our thoughts and perceptions. When we are stuck in a cycle of doubt, our minds can become consumed by fear and hesitation. But when we take action, we break free from this cycle. The very act of doing shifts our mindset, replacing uncertainty with momentum and forward progress. As Goethe saw it, action is the antidote to the paralysis that doubt can create. One of the primary reasons doubt can be so paralyzing is the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take action because they are afraid of making mistakes, facing criticism, or experiencing setbacks. Goethe recognized this fear but also believed that it should not hold us back. In his view, failure is not something to be feared but embraced as a natural part of the learning process. Goethe famously remarked, "What is not started today is never finished tomorrow." This idea reflects the importance of taking the first step, even if we are uncertain about the outcome. Waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan is often a recipe for inaction. Instead, Goethe encourages us to begin, knowing that mistakes are inevitable but also valuable. Every misstep provides us with new insights and lessons that can guide us toward success in the future. In this sense, Goethe viewed failure not as a setback but as a stepping stone on the path to growth. By taking action, we not only move closer to our goals but also develop the resilience and adaptability needed to handle challenges along the way. Each failure becomes an opportunity to learn and improve, and with each action, we grow more confident in our ability to overcome obstacles. Goethe's reflections on doubt and action also highlight the importance of courage and initiative in personal growth. To act in the face of doubt requires bravery to confront the unknown, to risk failure, and to challenge our fears. Goethe understood that courage is not the absence of fear but the willingness to move forward despite it. This courage is essential for personal growth, as it enables us to push beyond our comfort zones and explore new possibilities. Initiative, or the willingness to take the first step, is another key theme in Goethe's thinking. He believed that waiting for certainty or perfection is a form of procrastination that prevents us from achieving our goals. Instead, we must be proactive, taking responsibility for our own progress and seizing opportunities as they arise. By embracing initiative, we become the architects of our own lives, actively shaping our future rather than passively waiting for things to happen. Goethe's emphasis on initiative can also be seen in his views on leadership and personal responsibility. He believed that those who take action, even in the face of uncertainty, are the ones who lead and inspire others. By acting with courage and conviction, we not only move ourselves forward but also serve as role models for those around us, demonstrating the power of action in overcoming doubt. While action is the key to overcoming doubt, Goethe also recognized the importance of persistence. Doubt is not always eliminated with a single action, often, it requires sustained effort and repeated steps forward. The road to clarity and success can be long and challenging, and there will inevitably be moments when doubt creeps back in. However, Goethe believed that persistence in the face of doubt is what ultimately leads to success. He famously said, "He who moves not forward goes backward." This statement reflects his belief in the importance of continual progress. Standing still or hesitating out of fear or uncertainty is, in Goethe's view, a form of regression. To move forward, we must keep taking steps, even when the path is unclear or difficult. Persistence ensures that we continue to grow and evolve, even in the face of setbacks or challenges. Goethe's philosophy encourages us to view doubt not as a barrier, but as a motivator to keep moving. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to clarity and success. By maintaining persistence and resilience, we can overcome doubt and achieve our goals. Goethe's wisdom on doubt and action provides a powerful framework for personal growth and decision-making. He understood that doubt is a natural part of the human experience, but he also believed that it should not prevent us from moving forward. Through action, we can overcome uncertainty, gain clarity, and make progress toward our goals. By embracing action, we break free from the paralysis of doubt and open ourselves up to new possibilities. We learn, grow, and develop the confidence to handle whatever challenges come our way. Goethe's emphasis on courage, initiative, and persistence reminds us that while doubt may always be present, it should never hold us back from living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Ultimately, Goethe's reflections challenge us to take control of our lives, to act even when we are uncertain, and to trust that through action, we will find the answers we seek. In doing so, we can overcome the doubts that threaten to derail us and move forward with confidence and clarity. In this chapter, we explore Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's reflections on the use of time and the importance of purposeful decision-making. Goethe, throughout his life, emphasized the significance of seizing opportunities, managing time wisely, and understanding when to take action. He believed that the decisions we make about how to spend our time directly influence the quality of our lives, as expressed in his timeless insight, "One always has enough time if one applies it well." This chapter delves into Goethe's thoughts on time management, the value of intentional living, and the connection between how we use time and our overall fulfillment. We will also explore how his ideas apply to modern life, where distractions and competing demands can easily pull us away from what truly matters. Goethe's statement, "One always has enough time if one applies it well," reflects his belief that time is one of our most precious and finite resources. He recognized that while time may seem plentiful, it is actually limited, and once lost, it can never be regained. This understanding places great importance on how we choose to use the time available to us. Goethe's wisdom reminds us that the key to a fulfilling life is not necessarily having more time but making the best use of the time we have. Time is often taken for granted until we reach moments of urgency or crisis. Many people only begin to think carefully about how they are spending their time when they realize that they have less of it left, whether due to age, illness, or other constraints. Goethe's advice is a call to action. Rather than waiting for these moments of urgency, we should be mindful of our time at all stages of life. By doing so, we can avoid regret and live more purposefully. Goethe understood that the ability to manage time effectively comes down to prioritization. With a vast array of activities, obligations, and opportunities vying for our attention, it is crucial to distinguish between what is truly important and what is merely urgent or distracting. Goethe believed that the art of time management lies in our ability to focus on what matters most, those activities and goals that align with our values and contribute to our long-term well-being. In his own life, Goethe was not only a poet and novelist but also a statesman, philosopher, and scientist. His ability to excel in so many areas was a testament to his disciplined approach to time management. Goethe did not squander his time on trivial pursuits or distractions. Instead, he focused his energy on endeavors that would have a lasting impact, both on his personal growth and on the world around him. One of Goethe's most famous quotes, "What is not started today is never finished tomorrow," reflects his sense of urgency in taking action on meaningful tasks. He recognized that procrastination, the habit of putting off important work in favor of easier or more pleasurable activities, can lead to a waste of time and missed opportunities. By prioritizing our most important tasks and acting on them promptly, we ensure that our time is used wisely and productively. Goethe's wisdom also touches on the balance between urgency and importance. Many people fall into the trap of spending their time reacting to urgent matters, deadlines, emails, phone calls, without considering whether those tasks are truly important in the grand scheme of things. While urgent tasks often demand immediate attention, they are not always aligned with our deeper goals and values. Goethe's approach encourages us to step back and evaluate our activities in terms of their long-term importance. Are we spending our time on things that will bring us closer to our life goals? Are we investing in relationships, personal development, and meaningful work, or are we allowing our time to be consumed by distractions and short-term obligations? By focusing on what is important rather than simply what is urgent, we can use our time in a way that contributes to our overall sense of purpose and fulfillment. Goethe also recognized the importance of solitude and reflection in time management. In a world filled with constant noise and activity, it can be difficult to find the time and space to reflect on our lives and make thoughtful decisions. However, Goethe believed that taking time for reflection is essential to living a purposeful and intentional life. Solitude allows us to step back from the busyness of daily life and think deeply about what truly matters to us. It gives us the opportunity to clarify our values, set meaningful goals, and assess whether we are using our time in a way that aligns with those goals. Goethe himself often sought solitude in nature, where he could escape the distractions of everyday life and connect with his inner thoughts. He understood that time spent in reflection is not time wasted but time invested in personal growth and self-awareness. By making space for regular reflection, we can ensure that we are not simply reacting to the demands of life but making deliberate choices about how we spend our time. This practice helps us to avoid the regret of having wasted time on activities that do not align with our deeper purpose. One of the most harmful ways we misuse time is by engaging in activities that offer little value or fulfillment. Goethe recognized this danger and warned against the allure of time-wasting pursuits, such as idle gossip, meaningless entertainment, or mindless distractions. He understood that while these activities may provide temporary pleasure or escape, they ultimately rob us of the time we could be spending on more meaningful pursuits. Goethe's disdain for time thieves, people or activities that steal our time without offering anything of real value, reminds us to be vigilant about how we spend our days. In today's world, this message is more relevant than ever. With the rise of social media, endless entertainment options, and the constant bombardment of information, it is easy to fall into the trap of mindless scrolling, binge-watching, or engaging in activities that offer little more than a temporary distraction. Goethe's wisdom encourages us to be mindful of these time thieves and to consciously choose activities that enrich our lives, foster our growth, and bring us closer to our goals. By being selective about how we spend our time, we can avoid the regret of having wasted it on pursuits that do not contribute to our long-term happiness or fulfillment. Goethe also emphasized the role that time plays in cultivating relationships and personal growth. He believed that the way we spend our time has a direct impact on the quality of our relationships and our ability to grow as individuals. Investing time in meaningful relationships, whether with family, friends, or mentors, is essential to living a rich and fulfilling life. These relationships provide us with support, guidance, and connection, all of which are crucial to our well-being. At the same time, Goethe recognized that personal growth requires time and effort. Whether we are pursuing a new skill, developing a talent, or working toward a personal goal, growth does not happen overnight. It requires consistent dedication and the willingness to invest time in activities that challenge us and push us out of our comfort zones. By making time for personal development, we ensure that we continue to evolve and reach our full potential. Goethe's reflections on time management ultimately lead to a powerful conclusion: living with intentionality is the key to making the most of our time. To live intentionally means to make deliberate choices about how we spend our days, ensuring that our actions align with our values and long-term goals. It means being mindful of the distractions that pull us away from what truly matters and taking proactive steps to focus on what is important. Living with intentionality also involves embracing the present moment. Goethe famously said, "Nothing is worth more than this day." This reminder encourages us to fully engage with the time we have, rather than constantly looking to the future or dwelling on the past. By being present in each moment, we can make the most of our time and experience life more deeply and meaningfully. Goethe's wisdom on time management is a timeless reminder of the importance of using our time wisely and intentionally. Time is a finite resource, and how we choose to spend it shapes the quality of our lives. By prioritizing what is truly important, avoiding distractions, and living with intentionality, we can make the most of the time we have and avoid the regret of having wasted it. Goethe's reflections challenge us to take control of our time, to act with purpose, and to ensure that each moment is spent in pursuit of what truly matters. In doing so, we can live a life of fulfillment, growth, and meaning, guided by the knowledge that one always has enough time if one applies it well. In this chapter, we dive into Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's profound insights on the nature of character and how it is revealed through actions, decisions, and interactions with others. Goethe's belief that you can easily judge a man's character by how he treats those who can do nothing for him reflects his understanding of human nature, morality, and the subtle ways in which people demonstrate their values and true intentions. The chapter focuses on how Goethe viewed character as something that is not only shaped by internal beliefs but is most vividly expressed through our external behavior. Through his reflections, we will explore the essence of character, how it is built and tested, and the role it plays in our relationships and overall personal integrity. Goethe's view of character is rooted in the belief that it is the foundation of personal integrity. Character is not about how we present ourselves in public or how we behave when we are being observed. Rather, it is revealed in our everyday actions, especially when no one is watching or when we have no external motivation to behave a certain way. It is in these moments, when we interact with those who hold no power over us, such as subordinates, strangers, or those in need, that our true character is laid bare. For Goethe, integrity and character were intertwined. To have strong character is to live in alignment with one's values and principles, regardless of external circumstances. This consistency between belief and action is what defines a person of integrity. Such individuals do not act differently based on who is watching or whether they will receive recognition. They act out of a deep sense of right and wrong, and their behavior remains consistent regardless of the context. This philosophy is central to Goethe's wisdom. He believed that the essence of one's character is revealed not in moments of glory or success but in the way we treat others, especially those who have no immediate ability to reciprocate or reward us. Whether it's how we handle a disagreement with a friend or how we respond to a stranger in need, our daily actions are the true test of our character. One of Goethe's most significant insights is that our relationships serve as mirrors that reflect our character. You can easily judge a man's character by how he treats those who can do nothing for him, speaks directly to the way our true nature is revealed through our interactions with others. Goethe recognized that in moments of power dynamics, where one person holds more influence, authority, or resources than another, the character of the individual with more power becomes evident. For instance, if someone treats a colleague or employee with kindness and respect, even when they are not required to do so, it shows a deep sense of empathy, fairness, and moral responsibility. Conversely, if a person belittles or takes advantage of someone in a weaker position, this behavior reveals a lack of integrity and compassion. Goethe understood that it is easy to be kind or generous when we stand to gain something in return, but the true test of character comes when there is no material benefit for doing so. In personal relationships, this dynamic is particularly important. How we treat our friends, family, and loved ones, especially during difficult times, sheds light on our deepest values. For Goethe, character is not just about being likable or successful, it is about being trustworthy, compassionate, and consistent in our actions, regardless of the personal cost. He believed that enduring, meaningful relationships are built on the foundation of mutual respect and shared values, both of which are rooted in character. Goethe's reflections on character also extend to leadership and influence. He understood that leaders are judged not only by their accomplishments but also by how they treat those they lead. A leader's character is revealed in how they handle authority, whether they are fair and just, or whether they misuse their power for personal gain. In Goethe's view, the most effective and respected leaders are those who treat everyone with dignity and respect, regardless of their position or status. This philosophy aligns with modern ideas of servant leadership, where the leader's role is not to dominate or control but to support and empower others. Leaders who possess strong character are those who prioritize the well-being of their team or community over their own ego or ambitions. They act with humility, recognizing that their power is a tool to uplift others rather than a means of self-aggrandizement. Goethe's wisdom also extends to personal leadership. Even outside formal leadership roles, each person has the power to influence those around them through their actions. By living in accordance with strong moral principles and treating others with fairness and respect, individuals can lead by example. Goethe believed that this quiet, everyday form of leadership is just as important, if not more so, than the grand gestures of leadership that are often celebrated in society. Another theme Goethe explored is how character is tested and revealed in times of adversity. While it is easy to maintain composure and kindness during times of ease, Goethe believed that a person's true character shines through in difficult moments, when faced with challenges, setbacks, or conflicts. How we react to adversity, how we handle pressure, and how we treat others when we are stressed or frustrated, are all indicators of our deeper moral fabric. Goethe's philosophy encourages us to view adversity not just as a challenge but as an opportunity to strengthen and reveal our character. Difficult situations offer a chance to practice resilience, patience, and empathy. When we encounter setbacks, the temptation may be to cut corners, compromise our values, or place blame on others. However, Goethe reminds us that it is precisely in these moments that we must hold firm to our principles and act in accordance with our highest ideals. Furthermore, Goethe understood that character is not a static trait, it can be developed and strengthened over time. Adversity, when approached with the right mindset, can serve as a catalyst for personal growth. By remaining true to our values in difficult times, we not only reveal our character but also build it, becoming more resilient, compassionate, and grounded in the process. Goethe also made a profound connection between character and personal happiness. He believed that living in alignment with one's values is essential to living a fulfilling life. When we act in ways that are consistent with our principles, we experience a sense of inner peace and satisfaction. Conversely, when we compromise our integrity, whether by treating others poorly, cutting ethical corners, or acting out of selfishness, we are likely to feel a deep sense of discomfort and unease. This discomfort, according to Goethe, stems from the dissonance between who we want to be and how we are behaving. He believed that happiness is not something that can be pursued directly, rather, it is a byproduct of living a life of integrity in purpose. By acting in ways that reflect our highest values, we cultivate a sense of contentment and fulfillment that cannot be achieved through external success or material gain alone. Goethe's wisdom reminds us that true happiness is found not in what we achieve but in who we are. It is rooted in the way we live our lives, the choices we make, and the impact we have on others. By cultivating strong character and living in alignment with our values, we create a foundation for lasting happiness and fulfillment. Finally, Goethe's reflections on character also touch on the legacy we leave behind. While achievements, wealth, and status may fade over time, a person's character endures in the memories of those they have influenced. How we treat others, whether with kindness, respect, and generosity, or with cruelty, indifference, and selfishness, leaves a lasting impression. Goethe believed that a person's legacy is not defined by their accomplishments but by the impact they have on the people around them. Those who live with integrity, who treat others with compassion and fairness, leave behind a legacy of goodness and positive influence. Conversely, those who act out of self-interest, manipulation, or deceit leave a legacy of harm and division. In this sense, Goethe's philosophy encourages us to think beyond the immediate and consider the long-term effects of our actions. By focusing on building strong character, we can create a positive and enduring impact that extends beyond our individual lives. Goethe's reflections on character offer a timeless reminder of what truly matters in life. While external success and recognition may come and go, our character, the way we treat others, the values we live by, and the choices we make, defines who we are and what we leave behind. In this chapter, we have explored Goethe's belief that character is revealed through actions, particularly in how we treat those who have no power over us. We have seen how character is shaped and tested in adversity, how it plays a central role in leadership, and how it contributes to personal happiness and fulfillment. Ultimately, Goethe's wisdom encourages us to focus not on what we achieve but on how we live. By cultivating strong character, acting with integrity, and treating others with kindness and respect, we create a life of lasting meaning and purpose. In this chapter, we delve into Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's perspective on the importance of solitude for personal growth, creativity, and self-discovery. Goethe's assertion that a creation of importance can only be produced when its author isolates himself reveals his belief in solitude as a powerful, transformative force. For Goethe, solitude wasn't just an escape from the world but an essential state for cultivating one's inner self, nurturing creativity, and achieving profound personal insights. We will explore how solitude fosters deeper thinking, fuels creativity, helps us confront our true selves, and provides the space to connect with our inner purpose and passions. Goethe's reflections encourage us to embrace solitude not as a form of loneliness but as an opportunity for growth, reflection, and creative achievement. One of Goethe's most prominent ideas was that solitude is essential for the creation of something truly important or significant. He believed that creativity blossoms in isolation because it allows the mind to focus, free from distractions and external influences. In solitude, individuals can connect with their deeper thoughts, explore their imaginations, and access a level of originality that is often stifled in the noise and chaos of everyday life. Goethe's own life is a testament to the power of solitude in fostering creativity. Many of his greatest works, including Faust and the Sorrows of Young Werther, were conceived and written during periods of deep introspection and isolation. He believed that the act of creation required an immersion into one's inner world, where an individual could explore ideas and emotions without the interference of social expectations or external judgments. In a world that often prioritizes constant communication and interaction, Goethe's advice to embrace solitude for creative purposes is especially relevant. Solitude provides the space for undistracted thought, allowing creative ideas to flow naturally and authentically. Whether it's writing, painting, composing music, or any other form of creative expression, Goethe believed that true innovation and originality come from within, and solitude is the key to unlocking this inner reservoir of ideas. Solitude, for Goethe, was not only about creativity but also about self-discovery. In moments of quiet reflection, we are able to confront our innermost thoughts, fears, and desires, things that are often buried beneath the distractions of daily life. Goethe recognized that spending time alone allows us to engage in honest self-reflection, examining our values, beliefs, and the direction of our lives without the influence of others. This process of self-discovery is critical for personal growth. In solitude, we are stripped of the roles and expectations society imposes on us, allowing us to connect with our authentic selves. Goethe understood that it is only when we are alone that we can truly hear our own voice, separate from the noise of societal pressures, opinions, and influences. This deep introspection leads to a clearer understanding of who we are, what we want, and what truly matters to us. Goethe's philosophy aligns with the wisdom of many other great thinkers, from ancient philosophers to modern psychologists, who also emphasized the value of solitude for self-discovery. It is in moments of silence and isolation that we can confront our inner truths and grow as individuals. Goethe's belief in the transformative power of solitude encourages us to see it not as a lonely state but as an opportunity to gain insight into our deepest selves. In addition to fostering creativity and self-discovery, solitude plays a crucial role in building emotional resilience. Goethe believed that spending time alone helps individuals develop inner strength and self-reliance. By learning to be comfortable in one's own company, we become less dependent on external validation and more attuned to our own emotional needs. Goethe understood that solitude can be difficult for many people because it often forces us to confront uncomfortable emotions, fear, doubt, loneliness, or insecurity. However, he saw this confrontation as a necessary part of personal growth. When we face these emotions head-on in solitude, we develop the emotional resilience needed to navigate the challenges of life with greater clarity and composure. Through solitude, we learn to rely on our inner resources for comfort and support, rather than seeking constant affirmation or distraction from others. This self-reliance, Goethe believed, is essential for achieving true emotional independence. The ability to find peace and strength within ourselves allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life without being overwhelmed by external circumstances. Goethe's reflections on emotional resilience highlight the importance of solitude in developing a stable and grounded sense of self. When we spend time alone, we learn to manage our emotions, build mental toughness, and cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace. This emotional resilience is a key component of living a fulfilled and balanced life. While Goethe advocated for the power of solitude, he also recognized the importance of balancing it with meaningful social connections. He did not suggest that a life of complete isolation was ideal. Rather, he believed that periods of solitude should be interspersed with moments of social interaction, where we can share our thoughts, ideas, and creations with others. Goethe understood that human beings are inherently social creatures and that relationships play a crucial role in our personal and emotional well-being. However, he believed that true connection with others could only occur when we had first developed a strong relationship with ourselves. Solitude allows us to cultivate self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a deeper understanding of our values, qualities that ultimately enhance our ability to connect with others on a more meaningful level. For Goethe, the balance between solitude and social interaction was key to living a fulfilling life. Solitude provides the space for personal growth, creativity, and self-discovery, while social connection allows us to share our insights and experiences with others, enriching both our own lives and the lives of those around us. Goethe's reflections on solitude also touch on its role in achieving inner peace. In a world filled with constant noise, distractions, and demands, solitude offers a sanctuary where we can retreat from the chaos and reconnect with our inner selves. Goethe believed that this quiet time was essential for cultivating a sense of calm and balance in our lives. In solitude, we are free from the pressures of social performance, the need to meet expectations, or the stress of daily responsibilities. This state of quiet contemplation allows us to slow down, reflect, and find clarity in our thoughts and emotions. By regularly engaging in moments of solitude, we can create a space for inner peace to flourish, helping us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and tranquility. Goethe's wisdom on solitude reminds us that inner peace is not something we can find in external circumstances, it is something we must cultivate within ourselves. Solitude provides the opportunity to quiet the mind, center our emotions, and reconnect with the deeper truths that guide our lives. Many people fear solitude because it forces them to confront their inner thoughts and emotions, which can be uncomfortable or even frightening. Goethe understood this fear but believed that it was essential to overcome it in order to experience the transformative power of solitude. He saw solitude as a necessary challenge that helps individuals grow stronger and more self-aware. To overcome the fear of solitude, Goethe encouraged people to view it as an opportunity rather than a threat. Instead of focusing on the discomfort it may bring, we can approach solitude with curiosity and openness, seeing it as a chance to explore our inner world and gain deeper insights into ourselves. By embracing solitude as a time for reflection, creativity, and personal growth, we can transform it from a source of fear into a powerful tool for self-improvement. Goethe's reflections remind us that solitude is not something to be avoided but something to be embraced. It is in these moments of isolation that we can truly discover who we are and what we are capable of achieving. In this chapter, we have explored Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's belief in the transformative power of solitude. For Goethe, solitude was not merely a time for withdrawal from the world but an essential state for fostering creativity, self-discovery, emotional resilience, and inner peace. Through solitude, individuals can connect with their true selves, develop a deeper understanding of their values, and achieve a greater sense of fulfillment. Goethe's wisdom encourages us to embrace solitude as a tool for personal growth, rather than fearing it as a form of loneliness. By spending time alone, we can cultivate creativity, build emotional strength, and find peace within ourselves. Moreover, by balancing solitude with meaningful social connections, we can live a richer and more fulfilling life. Ultimately, Goethe's reflections on solitude remind us that the greatest journey we can undertake is the one within. Through moments of quiet contemplation and introspection, we can discover the depth of our potential, unlock our creative powers, and live a life that is true to our innermost values. In this chapter, we explore one of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's most powerful ideas: doubt can only be removed by action. For Goethe, action was the antidote to the paralysis caused by indecision, uncertainty, and fear. He believed that in life, we often find ourselves caught in cycles of doubt and inaction, but the only way to break free is through deliberate, purposeful movement forward. Action, for Goethe, wasn't just about making progress, it was about self-transformation and the way forward in life's journey. This chapter delves into the significance of taking action, even when we are unsure of the outcome, and how Goethe's wisdom teaches us to view action as a path to clarity, growth, and self-confidence. Goethe recognized that doubt is a natural part of life. We often find ourselves questioning our decisions, our abilities, and our direction. However, Goethe warned that when left unchecked, doubt can lead to stagnation. Instead of moving forward, we become stuck in a state of indecision, weighed down by uncertainty and the fear of making mistakes. This paralysis can prevent us from achieving our goals, living authentically, and reaching our full potential. In Goethe's view, the problem with doubt is not that it exists, but that it often prevents us from taking action. We wait for the perfect conditions, the perfect certainty, or the perfect opportunity to act, conditions that may never arrive. In doing so, we allow doubt to control us, stifling our progress and growth. Goethe's solution to this dilemma was simple but profound: act. By taking action, even when we are uncertain, we break the cycle of doubt and create momentum. Action leads to clarity, progress, and self-discovery, while inaction only deepens our uncertainty and fear. Goethe's insight that action removes doubt is rooted in the idea that clarity comes through experience, not contemplation. While it is natural to want to think through our decisions and weigh all possible outcomes, Goethe believed that true understanding only emerges through doing. It is in the act of trying, experimenting, and experiencing that we gain the insights we need to move forward. For Goethe, life was about movement and growth. Stagnation was the enemy of progress, and doubt was the primary obstacle to overcoming it. By acting, we gain feedback from the world around us, learn from our mistakes, and adjust our course as needed. Even when we fail, we learn valuable lessons that can inform our future decisions. Through action, we transform uncertainty into knowledge and doubt into confidence. Goethe's wisdom is particularly relevant in today's fast-paced, information-saturated world, where overthinking and analysis paralysis can prevent us from taking the steps we need to achieve our goals. His advice encourages us to trust the process of action and to understand that waiting for complete certainty is often a form of avoidance. Another key aspect of Goethe's philosophy is the importance of embracing imperfect action. He understood that many people delay taking action because they fear making mistakes or not achieving perfect results. However, Goethe believed that waiting for perfection is a trap. In reality, perfection is unattainable, and the pursuit of it can prevent us from making any progress at all. Goethe's advice was to start where you are, with what you have, and to act with the understanding that mistakes are a natural and necessary part of the learning process. Instead of fearing failure, we should see it as an opportunity for growth and refinement. By taking imperfect action, we not only gain valuable experience but also build the resilience needed to continue moving forward, regardless of setbacks. This approach to action aligns with modern ideas about personal development and entrepreneurship, where the concept of failing forward has become a common refrain. The idea is that each failure brings us one step closer to success, as long as we are willing to learn from it and keep moving. Goethe's belief in the power of imperfect action reminds us that progress is more important than perfection, and that action, no matter how small or flawed, is always better than inaction. Goethe also believed that action builds confidence. When we take action, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of facing challenges, making decisions, and handling the consequences. Each small step we take reinforces our belief in our own abilities, giving us the confidence to take even bolder actions in the future. This process of building confidence through action is cyclical. As we act, we gain experience, learn from our mistakes, and improve our skills. This, in turn, boosts our self-assurance and encourages us to take on even greater challenges. Over time, our confidence grows, and we become more willing to take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and pursue our goals with greater determination. Goethe's wisdom here is clear: if you lack confidence, don't wait for it to come to you. Instead, take action, and confidence will follow. This proactive approach to building confidence is empowering because it places the power of change in our own hands. Rather than waiting for external validation or the perfect circumstances, we can take control of our own growth and development by simply acting. One of the most significant barriers to action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown can all prevent us from moving forward. However, Goethe believed that action is the best way to overcome fear. When we act, we confront our fears head-on, and in doing so, we often discover that they are not as insurmountable as they once seemed. Goethe's philosophy encourages us to see fear as a natural part of the human experience, but not something that should control our actions. By acting despite our fears, we gain the courage to face even greater challenges in the future. The more we confront our fears through action, the less power they have over us. In this way, action becomes a tool for personal empowerment. It helps us break free from the limitations imposed by fear and doubt, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. Goethe's advice to act in the face of fear is a timeless reminder that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. For Goethe, action was not just about achieving external goals, it was about inner transformation. He believed that through action, we not only shape the world around us but also shape ourselves. Each decision we make, each challenge we face, and each step we take contributes to our personal development. Goethe's philosophy suggests that who we become is largely determined by the actions we take. When we act with intention, we have the power to change our circumstances, our mindset, and our character. Action is a form of self-expression, a way of asserting our will and our values in the world. It allows us to take control of our lives and create the reality we desire. This idea of action as a tool for self-transformation is deeply empowering. It reminds us that we are not passive observers of our lives, but active participants in our own growth. By taking deliberate, purposeful action, we can shape our destiny and become the people we aspire to be. Finally, Goethe's philosophy on action emphasizes the dynamic nature of life. He believed that life is constantly moving, changing, and evolving, and that we must move with it. Stagnation, in his view, is unnatural and counterproductive. To live fully, we must engage with the world around us, take risks, and embrace the unknown. Goethe's advice to act reminds us that life is a journey, not a destination. It is through action that we participate in the flow of life, experiencing its highs and lows, its successes and failures. By embracing action as a way of life, we become more adaptable, resilient, and open to the possibilities that each moment brings. In this chapter, we have explored Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's powerful message that doubt can only be removed by action. Goethe's philosophy encourages us to overcome the paralysis of doubt by taking deliberate, purposeful action, even when we are uncertain or afraid. Through action, we gain clarity, build confidence, and transform both our external circumstances and our inner selves. Goethe's wisdom reminds us that the only way to move forward in life is to act. By embracing imperfect action, overcoming fear, and taking responsibility for our own growth, we can break free from the limitations of doubt and live a life of purpose, progress, and fulfillment. In the end, Goethe's call to action is not just about achieving external success, it's about becoming the person we are meant to be. By taking action, we engage with the world, shape our own destiny, and unlock the potential that lies within us. In this chapter, we explore another of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's profound insights: talent is formed in silence, character in the stormy disturbances of life. Goethe recognized that while talent is something that can be cultivated quietly over time, character is built in the face of adversity and challenge. Talent alone, according to Goethe, is not enough to lead a fulfilling and successful life. Character is the foundation upon which true greatness is built. This chapter delves into the distinction between talent and character, the importance of adversity in personal growth, and how life's trials and tribulations shape us into more resilient, empathetic, and stronger individuals. Talent, as Goethe understood it, is developed through dedicated practice, patience, and quiet effort. It is not something that suddenly appears but is cultivated over time. Often, this process happens in silence, away from the public eye, in moments of solitude and reflection. Goethe believed that the world doesn't see the long hours of hard work, practice, and refinement that go into honing one's craft or skill. For example, a great musician spends years practicing their instrument in private before they ever perform on stage. A brilliant writer may labor in solitude, revising and refining their work before it's ever shared with an audience. This quiet, often unseen work is where talent is born and nurtured. Goethe's view emphasizes the importance of persistence and dedication in the development of talent. It is not about the spotlight or instant success but about the commitment to continuously improving one's abilities. This focus on the silent formation of talent encourages us to value the process of learning and growth, even when it feels slow or unrewarding. In today's world, where instant gratification and public validation are often prioritized, Goethe's wisdom reminds us that true talent requires time and quiet effort. It grows through moments of solitude and concentration, where we can reflect, experiment, and push ourselves to improve. While talent is formed in the quiet moments of dedication, character, according to Goethe, is forged in the storms of life. It is in the face of adversity, challenges, and hardships that we truly come to know who we are and what we stand for. Character is not something we are born with, it is shaped and tested by the trials we endure. Goethe understood that adversity reveals our true nature. When life is easy, it's simple to act in alignment with our values. But when we are faced with difficulty, disappointment, or failure, we are forced to confront our weaknesses and strengths. It is in these moments of hardship that we develop resilience, courage, and integrity, qualities that define our character. Adversity teaches us to adapt, to persevere, and to find strength in the face of challenges. It forces us to grow beyond our comfort zones and to confront the aspects of ourselves that we might otherwise ignore. Without these tests, our character remains unchallenged and underdeveloped. Goethe's view on adversity as a necessary force in character development aligns with the ancient Stoic philosophy, which also held that hardships are opportunities for growth. The storms of life, while difficult, serve as crucibles in which our character is refined. Each challenge we face is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Goethe believed that talent and character, while distinct, are deeply interconnected. Talent may open doors and offer opportunities, but it is character that determines how we use those talents and how we navigate the challenges that arise along the way. A person with talent but lacking in character may find success initially, but they are likely to falter when faced with difficulties or temptations. On the other hand, a person with strong character but perhaps less innate talent will often persevere and ultimately achieve lasting success, because their resilience, integrity, and determination carry them through life's ups and downs. Goethe's insight suggests that while talent can be cultivated through effort and practice, character requires more than just skill, it requires the ability to face adversity with grace and strength. It is the combination of both talent and character that leads to a fulfilling and meaningful life. Goethe's idea that character is formed in the stormy disturbances of life highlights the importance of hardship as a teacher. Life's difficulties are not something to be avoided but embraced as necessary experiences for personal growth. Goethe understood that pain and suffering, while unpleasant, are essential to the development of wisdom, empathy, and emotional strength. It is through struggle that we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Challenges force us to confront our limitations, but they also reveal our capacity for endurance and transformation. Storms, in Goethe's metaphor, can come in many forms: personal loss, professional failure, emotional upheaval, or existential crises. Each storm tests different aspects of our character, our patience, our courage, our ability to forgive, and our willingness to continue when the path ahead is uncertain. While these experiences are often difficult, Goethe saw them as opportunities for growth. He believed that the more we are tested, the stronger we become, and that ultimately, these storms help us develop the character traits that define who we are as individuals. For Goethe, character is the foundation upon which all other successes are built. While talent may bring short-term gains, it is character that ensures long-term fulfillment and purpose. Without a strong moral and emotional foundation, even the most talented individuals can find themselves lost, directionless, or unsatisfied with their accomplishments. Goethe's wisdom encourages us to focus not just on developing our talents but also on nurturing the qualities that make us strong, ethical, and compassionate human beings. He believed that character is the ultimate measure of a person's worth, and that it is what allows us to navigate life's challenges with dignity and grace. This idea is especially important in a world that often emphasizes external success, wealth, fame, and power, over internal qualities like integrity, empathy, and resilience. Goethe reminds us that true greatness comes not from what we achieve, but from how we conduct ourselves in the face of adversity. In practical terms, Goethe's advice calls for a balanced approach to life. While it is important to develop our talents and pursue our goals with dedication, we must also focus on cultivating the qualities that will help us endure life's storms. This means practicing patience, kindness, and self-discipline, even when times are tough. It also means recognizing that failure and hardship are not signs of weakness but opportunities for growth. When we face challenges, we should see them as opportunities to develop our character, rather than as obstacles that stand in the way of our success. Goethe's wisdom teaches us that talent and character are not mutually exclusive but complementary. Both are necessary for a fulfilling life, and both require ongoing effort and reflection. By dedicating ourselves to developing both our skills and our inner qualities, we can create a life that is not only successful but also deeply meaningful. In this chapter, we have explored Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's belief that talent is formed in silence, character in the stormy disturbances of life. Goethe's philosophy emphasizes the importance of both quiet dedication and the challenges that shape us into stronger, more resilient individuals. Talent, while valuable, is only one part of the equation. It is through adversity that we develop the character traits that allow us to navigate life's difficulties and find true fulfillment. Goethe's wisdom encourages us to embrace life's storms as necessary experiences for personal growth and to focus not just on what we achieve, but on who we become in the process. Ultimately, Goethe's insight reminds us that life is about more than just external success. It is about developing the inner strength, resilience, and compassion that define our character and allow us to live with purpose and integrity.